So my name's Jacqueline and my husband Menny. So we've been living in Sweden for 4 years now. What else can we say? This is our first child.
First date.
Yeah, we've been married for 8 years. We just celebrated our wedding anniversary
Oh
yesterday, so getting all the exciting things at the same time.
Yes, of course.
So I don't know if you want to say.
Oh, it was a very good summary. I mean, for me, I always make the joke like, yeah, we've been here for 4 years and we don't speak Swedish, and it's very embarrassing. But yeah, it's actually the point with the confident birth is actually really important for us because Jack's a very strong woman, and she really wanted to try and have a very natural birth, which is something that I support as well. I really want to try that, and because it's our first child and we're in a foreign country, and we don't really understand how things work out.
Of course.
Here, we thought that this could be a really good opportunity to build a preparation for this life-changing event that I'm somewhat stressed about.
Yeah, of course. So how is it, Jacqueline, that your vision or how you think about birth, that you want to have a natural birth? What is that for you?
Well, I guess just all my life I've sort of been liking the outdoors and sort of being healthy and somewhat spiritual in a way, and so and whenever I get sick I don't take medicine. I want my body to sort of like work and heal itself, so the thought of the natural birth is sort of like the natural step is to try and do it all naturally and just comfortably. Of course, when I get into the situation, I have no idea what it will be like.
No, it's your first time.
Yeah. So I've heard, obviously, stories all through my life, and my sister's had some children, and you just, as much as you can try to empathize with the situation, you never know what it's going to be like. So going into it, I want to prepare myself as much as possible. Not just with the sort of factual things about like you have to do like stuff about breastfeeding and stuff about the sleeping hours and learning the sort of stuff you would learn in like a school book kind of thing, but also with the book, The Confident Birth, that teaches you, or it helps you understand a different side of things, a more I don't know if you can say spiritual in a way, but a more sort of like
emotional,
internal, very emotional thing. And I think that's exactly what I needed and wanted, in addition to the sort of like technicalities of everything.
So when you see yourself, Menny, how do you think about your position or your role in the hours of birth? Yes.
Well, I'm gonna be there, Menny, to remind Jack what she's good at and what we kind of try to prepare and what we do, and try to help her do the task at hand, because outside of supporting, there's not very much I can do, because I can't feel the pain. I can try and empathize with the pain and understand what she's going through, but it's a completely different thing. It's something that always kind of blows my mind, that there is a human creature in there, and then there's a moment in time where they just move and they're suddenly outside, and for me it's kind of mind-blowing. So I can't relate to that physically. I can't feel it. So the only thing I can do is try to support, but I have no idea what's going on, because we heard so many crazy stories about husbands or supporting partners being kind of kicked out of the room because this is not, and all the preparation just goes out the window. So we're trying to prepare and have certain kind of safe words and processes and reminding about kind of how we want to breathe and be together and what can I do to support. So we're kind of experimenting with different touch and massages and words and stuff like that, but will it really be like that? I have no idea, which is fine with me because I love surprises. I hate preparing. Like I always like things happen, so we prepare a little bit because Jack loves preparing, and I go with that. But when we go into the actual event and everything is out the window, I think it'll be fine because I love unexpected situations. So I think that
you're good at improvising. You mean that you're good at
I love
that?
I don't know if I'm good at it, but I really enjoy it. So that's part of it.
But I think it's a good way of thinking about birth, because we can't know and control birth. We don't know so many things. You know it's going to be a birth, but how and how long and how you're going to feel, and all this is unknown. So we can't control it. If you try to control that, you will have negative control.
Exactly.
So we need to find a way of focusing and controlling what we can control to create a positive control for you.
Which is my reaction to
contraction. The reaction to the contraction. This is what we know.
Yeah.
My main concern is, would she be able to listen to me in the moment and kind of recognize
Yes.
that, like, saying, hey, you need to calm down.
Yes.
That's
Don't tell me to calm down.
Yeah, she doesn't like
You
that.
see, good. But this is the good thing. You know the relationship, and you know where the moments where you maybe would get a little bit like, okay, I see this in life. You know when you should just back off, don't you?
Which would be probably 97% of the time.
Yes. But in this case, where it's different. So now you need to give the permission to carry you.
Yes, this is great.
So can you do that? Do you think it's okay to give the permission?
Yes, I very much want to give the permission to do that. I just don't know ahead of time how I will respond to what you're giving back. You know what I mean?
Hopefully not punching me in the face would be...
So
Yeah.
he's going to be outside and be able to read. This is his job, to read. Are you going towards stress and fear, or are you going towards confidence and safety? We use this kind of like a line when we work with confident birth, and it's just to show that we have fear on one side and we have safety on the other side. So, you know, it doesn't matter what will arise. The fear can be pain or the unusual situation, but if then the fear tells the body there can be danger, the fight or flight is activated, you start preparing, you know, birth gets more difficult, more painful, and you get exhausted and more pain, you know, and then you're in this very negative spiral. But the same kind of spiral, but in the direction we want to use, as you said, to come into an energy of feeling that will help instead, is the confident spiral, the peace and calm system, also powerful. This is more powerful because surviving will always be most important if we don't tell the body it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. So calmness or confidence will tell the body now it's safe. Oxytocin is released. You go inside of yourself. Pain is experienced less like dangerous, and the contractions are more effective. You will sleep even. You will eat. You will rest. You will kiss your partner. Maybe laugh even at some point. Yes, and then we have the positive spiral of peace and calm and the oxytocin, and this will just take care of itself. We use the body language for the emotion we want to create. So this is the tools. You have 4 tools: breathing, relaxation, voice, and the power of the mind. So you just, as you do now, you just put a firm push on the hand and a firm... if you think about how does this make you feel when...
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm more in like a cocoon.
Yes.
Or like something...
and what emotion does it create inside of you?
Yeah, very comfortable.
You like
safe.
it?
Yeah, you see.
It's true.
Yes, I know, it's so strange.
The fluffy thing where it's sort of like, if it was looser, it
Yeah.
would feel more like too passive or like I'm still doing this by myself kind of thing.
Exactly.
But as soon as it's like, okay, you're in on it, then it
Exactly.
feels very,
It's
okay,
very
there's 2 of us
strange.
doing this.
So beautiful you say those words. And just by this small exercise, you awaken these emotions inside of Jack.
I can do this every day.
Yeah, and you can train now every day,
Practice.
actually. It's a good idea to every day now just remind yourself about these like principles. These are like basic principles. Firm hand, still inside of the contraction. Because then Jack will feel I'm not alone. Isn't that cool? So contractions, you see we write them like heels down instead for up.
You're visualizing down,
Exactly.
everything moving down.
Your baby moving down, your body working down to help the body to have access to the direction it has to work with. So it's easier to think that the contraction is going down. So because we want to go against the mobilization, it's normal and natural. Pain comes, we want to mobilize it. And the opposite is to capitulate into the contraction. Just surrender and allow it to come. And you see also that there's a rhythm here. This is the plan of the body. It has created a rhythm. It's very cool, actually. You think about birth as pain, but the pain is in 60 to 90 seconds long phases. And what comes after? Always. What comes after the contraction?
The break.
Yes, the very good part in birth, that there is a break. So this is very unique. There's nowhere, not even in the constructive processes connected to pain, like menstrual pain or growing pain, or that's not dangerous but painful, that we have a break. So the body has made a master plan here: work, rest, work, rest. And this is what you need. The baby rests also, because it has a lot of pressure on it in contraction. So the break is extremely important. And this is where you sleep, you eat, you kiss, you laugh, you do all the things. You have a sign you feel now. Menny starts to work as the lighthouse in the ocean. Here, here, here. It's very monotone. Here, here. You feel very strange after a while, but this is all you need. As remember in the ocean, the boat doesn't need pink, orange. It does only need the actual help. And then you feel the contraction is done. You say done. Then you help her take one deep breath and sigh.
That's fun.
Let go of the contraction and take the break. And slowly, contraction by contraction, you move towards the whole, big, big reward. Her. Exactly. Yeah. So this is your job in the birth experience. It is to handle the contraction with the help of the 4 tools that we're going to keep on training, and to take care of the break with the sigh, and relax together, eat together, sleep. It's the most beautiful thing that if you are in confidence, peace and calm, women who give birth longer than 15 hours will sleep. And it's absurd. Imagine.
But you sleep in the 60s.
Exactly.
Seriously, that's amazing.
Yes, even when they're pushing sometimes, they're pushing and then they're like,
Oh, wow.
and then they come up again, and then they sleep. I know it's crazy. You won't believe it until you see it.
Yeah.
But if you're one of the women birthing in 8 hours, you don't need to sleep. You have mental power enough. But if you birth longer, you have to sleep.
Yeah.
We can't be awake with or without contractions longer than a certain amount of hours. So you will sleep.
Yeah.
And how does Jack breathe when she's safe? If you listen to her now.
Very quietly.
Totally quiet, some little noise, from the nose, but nothing, not this. So this is the confident breathing. Inside of the contraction, you need to help her to breathe like this. Focus on the breathing now and tell her. Slow breathing.
Much slower.
Exactly. Silent. And you follow it. And you keep on like the lighthouse. And it can seem very strange from the Hollywood movie how the birthing woman is behaving, like the water breaks and she's and breathes her way. But that is panic.
Yeah.
The trick is then that when it gets strong, the physical work, you will start making sounds instead of breathe heavily. So this kind of position can be very good when you're working with touch, exactly. The stroking from up, down.
This is your favorite.
And then you can go all the way out here also. Now, exactly. How does that feel for you?
Feels very nice.
Exactly.
Down.
And what you're doing now is that you're opening the oxytocin so that will flow and she will become just like high.
Be careful not to give birth right now.
Exactly, remember we started.
So calm.
Yeah. And this is how we can be in a contraction, that you jack tall, okay, firmer, looser, whatever, and then you will find it and you do the same Unfortunately, if you don't like repetitive, you do the same for hours.
For 20
Hours.
hours.
Hours and
Okay, that's
hours.
enough. You can have the baby now.
So what you need to keep track of here, if you lift your shoulders, Jack, and you tense the shoulders up, yeah.
Yeah, this is not good.
This is like tension. The body is telling I'm afraid.
Yeah.
So what you work with then is to give her, let go of your shoulders
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, relax.
And then heavy down in the thighs. And then you go up again, heavy in the shoulders.
Heavy in the
Yeah, that's nice when you.
Shake it.
Yeah, because it's
Perfect.
not like forcing me. It's just.
And heavy in the thighs. So you do the same, whatever she
More.
chooses. You know, you will find your way, Jack, in the contraction. But the trick here is, unfortunately, again.
Yeah,
do the same.
repeating.
Repeat and repeat.
It's too light.
This is too light?
Yeah, this is.
This is good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you try just to find a good position hugging? Because hugging is a very good way of resting in the...
It's my favorite.
And and if you, Jack, feel better by standing a little bit on the side, so you are more the... Exactly, she leans on you, Menny, so you're like stable. Exactly. And now you have the back so good here, you see, and you hold and you strike maybe, exactly.
Do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You see? This makes her safe and to let go, and you can bend your knees a little bit because the baby can go down, Jack. There you go. Exactly. So you help her down or heavy.
You don't move.
I don't move.
No. Fine.
There you go. So this is a perfect position when you need to be upright. And you
So
would
this
just
is like resting position?
Yes, and you would just be reminded heavy or whatever word works.
Heavy.
So now you're really the safety nest, the harbor, the lighthouse. So with the voice, if you hear that she starts breathing a lot, we want to keep, because the stations in our tool is the jaw, because so you need to here. There you go. You saw what happened with your shoulders immediately.
Yeah,
they sank. Yes. So the first station here, second station here, and third the butt and the thighs. But so we want to also use the sound to help you. So if you just, now it's strange, I know, so bear with it. Just to see, like if you do ah, exactly. And you breathe in when you need, and the next one again. And you feel the pelvis and down the shoulders. You see? Yeah, I see it in your body.
That's cool.
And you don't need to think.
Should I do the sound thing as well?
Exactly. She does as you do. You see how her body moves down by itself. Beautiful.
I feel like I'm slouching.
Yes, and that's what you need to like.
Yeah, you have to.
Totally.
Fast launches.
And if you feel the opposite, just to try to do this, and you you see what happened with your shoulders.
My whole arms are.
Yes. So you. Perfect. So you do one hugging, and you make sound together. And you hold her. And you really try to make the sound long. So you help her to make the sound. Perfect. So this is all you need to keep track of.
Yeah, I need to write notes.
My arm shouldn't be up here
Don't put it
because
up
it's a lot of effort to keep it up there.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just gonna be down here like this.
Yes.
That's good.
And you need to find
Yeah.
the best exactly
Like this,
position.
I think
And
is
then
better.
you can hold her. Perfect. Yes. And this will help her work with.
What are you laughing at?
I love this sound. It's hilarious.
It is, as I told you, strange. We don't go around in the street. Never. But in
to
birth,
practice and feel.
it helps so much.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It will take care of the mental part. It will help your muscles to keep the breathing, help the baby. It's a perfect tool. So I really, really recommend it in the last half of the birth. So the last little tool is to also address when the mind gets stuck in a no, if this happens, or just because it's a nice way of receiving the baby, to say the sound but say yes. So if
Also
you try,
low, like the same
yes,
sort
exactly.
of like tone.
I was in one birth when she was screaming, yeah, it worked also. So
This is during the contraction?
exactly,
Or-
good point. During contraction.
So if I'm like no,
Exactly.
no, then
Menny
I have
says
to.
yes,
Yes,
to the
yes,
baby.
yes.
So if you try just one more time, so we have put some in
Hugging?
the yes, a hugging
Yes.
again, the best. Yes, you are. So yes. Yes. It's to the baby, and it's when it's very scary.
This is great. Yes.
Yes. Yes, and you remind her. of
And
the
yes
baby.
makes you want to smile.
It is sweet. Yes.
Just the way that you have to say it, it is very positive.
Yes. So it's like fake it until you make
Yeah.
it. You know, to choose the yes.
I mean no, but I'm gonna say yes for now.
Exactly.
And then I really will mean yes.
Yeah. Because some women can almost get angry, you know, what are you saying? Saying
Yeah.
yes now, are you
Yeah.
stupid? Shut up. But then you just choose it because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Yes is yes, no is no.
So keep going with it for a while with the yes, even though you don't necessarily feel like the
Or
yes.
my baby,
Yeah.
or it's gonna be
Something
good.
positive. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's good. I like it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So there's the 4 tools. Breathing, relaxation in the body, go against the mobilization. Just look at it, and then there's the sound. Go from high pitch that is saying I'm afraid to whoa, now I'm birthing. This sound, you know, I had a second-time mother who told the first-time mothers that, you know, suddenly you hear a cow and you realize it's me because of the whoa, you know, it's such an, you know, deep pitch and very strong, but it helps you activate the pushing mechanism and to help the baby come out. So when you help her to have the courage to the dark sound, the body is activated. And then to say yes instead of no.
Something positive.
Yes,
Something
that works for
very-
you. But using the body language for confidence will activate the emotion we want to create. So that's why the Tulsa is focusing on this. So tell me how you feel right now.
I actually feel that we have, for me, it's always about the pragmatic and the tool part, and I feel that we have much more. This is why I really wanted to write it down,
Yeah.
and all these things. That I
We'll
would,
highlight in the book.
yeah.
Yeah. Highlight and write. Yeah.
Yeah. All around us.
So I feel actually that obviously it is still unknown, but at least we have some tools in our toolkit that we didn't have. So I remember something from the book that kind of, you take something, you try it for 3 contractions, right? And if it doesn't work, you switch to something else, right? So it's something that I didn't know what to try for 3 contractions. I have no ideas. Why should I make it up? So now having these ideas and trying them will really help, because we will try it for 3 contractions, see if it works. If it doesn't, switch to something else. If that something doesn't work, then we can go back and try something else because the time has changed. But now we actually have something that we can try. Even if it doesn't work for us, it will create confidence because it worked for
we
others.
feel like we know
Yeah.
the options. And I think
So-
no matter how much reading you do, I think the practicing of the breathing and stuff will be what takes you to the next level of sort of confidence and going into it. So I like that we went through the exercises together, because you say in the book to do them now as you're reading this, do the thing now. But I was reading it separately, and so now doing it together, I feel just that much more prepared.